Right now at 6, fireworks explode inside a Bay Area home, and it nearly turns deadly.
We thought it was over. Another boom happened, and it went through the roof.
We are hearing from neighbors who saw the entire thing. Plus, several days after a Bay Area teenager went missing, police say they have found her body.
It's sad. It's very sad.
What we're learning about a person of interest. And Congress hands President Trump a big win on his so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
We are unified. We delivered on our promises to the American people.
What it includes and how it could impact health care coverage for many people across California.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
And good evening. It has been 5 days since 18-year-old Marissa DiNapoli sent a text to her family saying she planned to stay with a friend for the night. They never heard from her again, and now Morgan Hill police say her body has been found. Her family reported her missing on Monday after not hearing from her for a couple of days, and now police have announced information about a person of interest in this case. Our Kevin Coe joining us live now in Morgan Hill with these details. Kevin.
Julia, the person of interest is Martin Mendoza, and police officers have not been able to find him all week. In fact, the focus here at the Morgan Hill Police Department is now a complete shift into the search for Mendoza. This comes after days of hope were shattered last night when Marissa's body was found.
The search for 18-year-old Marissa DiNapoli came to a halt Wednesday night after a body was found near Anderson Lake along Dune Avenue. The body was found in the area. Volunteers were searching for her. Her family releasing a statement, in part, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our beloved Marissa. We appreciate the love and support from those who have reached out." Marissa was reported missing Monday, but Saturday was the last time anyone from her family heard from her. Detectives say the last known sighting of her was on Sunday morning with this man, Martin Mendoza. Family members sharing this video on social media of Marissa and Mendoza leaving a house together.
We know he's the last individual to be with Marissa, and so we want to talk to him and find out what were their last interactions together. And so right now we don't have enough to deem him as a suspect, but he's definitely a person of interest at this time.
Investigators found Marissa's car, but they say Mendoza wouldn't cooperate with their investigation.
None of our investigators have been able to make contact with Mr. Mendoza. We've tried multiple times to reach out through him through his cell phone as well as through family members, and he still has refused to take the olive branch and reach out to our investigators.
Mendoza is believed to be driving in a white Toyota Camry with either license plate CW87W00 or 9PTM351. San Francisco-based FBI agents are also assisting local law enforcement in the search for Mendoza.
Unfortunately, it brought back memories of Sierra Lamar.
15-year-old Sierra Lamar went missing in 2012. Antolin Garcia Torres was convicted of kidnapping and killing Sierra, but her body has never been found. The communal heartache and toll from years past is back across Morgan Hill for Marissa. She worked at this Starbucks on Cochrane Road, according to several employees, who also say the discovery of the body weighs so heavily on Marissa's coworkers, they decided to close for the day. One card left behind reading, quote, "So incredibly sorry for your loss."
Morgan Hill police tell us that if anyone sees Mendoza, call law enforcement immediately. But they also made a very clear distinction, saying Mendoza is a person of interest, not a suspect. They actually say that is based on the fact that they know Mendoza was the last person to be seen with Marissa before she disappeared.
Good information. Kevin Coe, live in Morgan Hill. Kevin, thank you. Explosions rang out inside a home in Hayward this afternoon. Our chopper flew over the aftermath, so you can see parts of the roof of this home. They have been blown off. Police believe people in the home were making illegal fireworks. This all happened on Mandarin Avenue, a residential area in the southern part of town. We're told 2 people were sent to the hospital with critical injuries. Our Lauren Tom's live in Hayward now. I know that you got a chance to speak with neighbors who saw the entire thing.
Yeah, Juliet, this neighborhood is shaken by these several explosions, but just in the last hour, we have seen a little bit more movement here. The Hayward Facilities Division has arrived on scene, presumably to cut power to the house, and a tow truck also recently arrived on scene to remove a vehicle from in front of the home, all presumably in an effort to create a controlled explosion. After last hour, we saw the Alameda County Sheriff's Department bomb squad arrive on scene with what appeared to be a controlled detonation device. Now, all of this is being investigated as an illegal firework manufacturing operation after neighbors described to us what sounded like several explosions here in this residential neighborhood, and they tell us about the consequences that came with it.
There was smoke, there was shouting and everything, and then that's when I realized, oh my God, their garage exploded.
Mary Singian recalls how her house shook after she heard an explosion just feet away at her neighbor's home.
Then that's when I saw the family in panic, and then I saw the head of the household on the floor bleeding, and then I saw his son shouting and in tears, calling for his dad. And he said, no, please.
She says she ran to help extinguish a fire inside the garage of the home next door to hers when she heard a second explosion and then a third.
As I go near the garage and try to put it out, I can hear them saying inside the house, it's gonna blow up again, it's gonna blow up again. And then that's when I tried to keep my distance, and then the second explosion happened. And then I got disoriented, and then my ears started ringing. And then as I was trying to get back to our house, the third explosion happened.
When help arrived just minutes later, that's when she saw her neighbor badly injured from the explosions.
We saw him being taken by the paramedics into an ambulance. His face was bloody, and then I had to cover my son's eyes because it was so scary.
Police now investigating the explosions as illegal firework manufacturing gone wrong. Fireworks are illegal in Hayward, but neighbors say they remain a common practice this time of year. Mary says her neighbors are no exception, but she hopes the incident will put an end to the practice for good.
I can't forget the look in their son's eyes as he saw his father lying on the ground. I think this is really a good time to realize how fireworks can change a person's life, not just in a celebratory way, but in a life in that situation, it can really happen anytime.
Now, Juliet, 2 people were taken to the hospital in critical condition because of this incident, and authorities reminding people that fireworks are illegal here in Hayward. Even coming off the freeway to get here, there's a large sign reminding residents and visitors alike of that fact. Now, families here hopeful that this incident might just be the end to this practice here in this Hayward community. Juliet?
Yeah, this is one of the biggest reminders right there in this incident. Lauren, thank you. And while fireworks are illegal in Hayward, safe and sane fireworks are allowed in Newark, Dublin, and Union City. The Alameda County Fire Department says they're getting ready to respond to 4th of July fires by putting more engines in the areas, but they're asking the public to give them a hand by paying attention.
1 acre can burn 3 houses, and something like that would be terrible for the community. So just think about, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to celebrate the 4th of July, but, you don't want to have that disaster where you accidentally start a fire in your community that you love.
Fireworks are banned in San Francisco, and DA Brooke Jenkins says her office is ready to prosecute anyone who is caught with illegal fireworks.
There will be consequences for those who are arrested for illegal fireworks sales, illegal fireworks usage, and any other crimes that are committed in our city over this holiday weekend.
San Francisco police say they have already arrested someone for driving a stolen U-Haul van with more than 100 pounds of illegal fireworks inside. So without fireworks, what's another way to celebrate the 4th of July? The city of San Jose has pivoted to drones instead. Lake Cunningham will have its first ever drone show to celebrate the holiday. The switch comes after the city lost its fireworks in the warehouse explosion in Yolo County. 7 people still unaccounted for after that warehouse explosion, and families of those who are still missing are growing more frustrated. Reporter Tori Apodaca has the latest.
fiery mushroom cloud of smoke filling up the sky after explosions at a fireworks facility popped off for hours. The tiny town of Esparto feeling left in the dark, wanting to know what caused the blasts and why investigators can't enter the facility to start searching for the 7 missing people.
I will note that we will not be accepting any questions at this time.
Officials holding a press conference where they refuse to take any of the media's questions. The same questions many in this rural community want answers to.
With this particular case, how do investigators weigh the risk to going into the scene versus the fact that there's still 7 people missing?
Well, and that is, in our world, it's a very complex process.
Longtime fire investigator retired from CAL FIRE, Robert Rowe, says it comes down to safety, believing there may still be hidden hazards in the rubble.
You don't know what's sitting there waiting to activate.
We watched the ATF and other first responders go in and out of the crime scene.
I must ask and beg for your patience as we work through the scene.
No timeline when the recovery efforts will begin.
Officials say they are working on actively moving the rubble to make the site accessible. Search efforts are still ongoing. All right, on to a live look at Capitol Hill, where Republicans are celebrating the passage of the big, beautiful bill. President Trump is expected to sign it tomorrow. The bill narrowly passed, with 2 Republicans joining all Democrats to vote against it. It boosts spending for border security, immigration enforcement, and defense, and extends the 2017 tax cuts.
We delivered on our promises to the American people. No taxes on tip. No taxes on overtime, tax relief to seniors, enhanced child care tax credits, elimination of the death tax, more ICE agents. We're finishing the border wall and funding the Golden Dome.
It's not about improving the quality of life of the American people. It will hurt everyday Americans in several different ways. This bill represents the largest cut to health care in American history.
And that was House Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, who today broke the record for the longest speech on the House floor. Democrats opposed the bill, citing steep cuts to safety net programs, including SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, and Medicaid. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates Medicaid could be cut by $930 billion, with nearly 12 million people at risk of losing health care coverage.
This is just the largest rollback in health coverage in history, and really significant changes to Medicaid, to the Medi-Cal program, that will lead to coverage loss over time.
Governor Newsom's office says more than 3 million Californians could lose health coverage under this bill.
For this day before Independence Day, temperatures retreated to below average. How far below average was variable, just a couple degrees in Santa Rosa, but a full dozen degrees below normal in Concord. You went from the low 90s yesterday to the mid 70s today, and even cooler readings are in the forecast tomorrow. Details coming up in the First Alert forecast.
Plus, it has exploded in size to become the biggest wildfire the state has seen all year. We have the latest on this inferno in the Central Coast. And we will introduce you to 3 World War II veterans, how they all formed a new bond at more than 100 years old. Let's take a live look at our Bay Area airports. It's expected to be the biggest travel day ahead of July 4th. Throughout the holiday weekend, SFO says it is expecting 975,000 travelers. The Oakland Airport is planning for 125,000 passengers. Manhattan, San Jose expecting 21,000. So for those of you hitting the road, there is some relief at the pump. AAA says gas prices hit a 3-year low for July. The average in San Francisco is $4.78. It is $4.64 in Oakland and $4.60 in San Jose. In Santa Rosa, 3 World War II veterans turned a simple museum cookout into something unforgettable. Our Rick Villaroman shows us why their stories made this 4th of July celebration hit a little deeper.
Engines made a real high shrill, so it's nicknamed the Tweety Bird. That's why you see Tweety Bird stuff on it.
Welcome to Santa Rosa's Hot Dog Thursday. It happens the first Thursday of every month between April and October at the Pacific Coast Air Museum.
It's a fundraiser for us and get the public out here, enjoy our aircraft, eat hot dogs, have a good time, enjoy the aircraft.
The museum's unique collection features more than 35 authentic aircraft, spanning from World War II to post-Vietnam. It's a family-friendly space where you can view up close the machines that helped defend this nation.
So how's it going?
But on this 4th of July, the real attraction are these 3 relics from World War II. Meet tent moneymaker Hank LeCaban and Don Orton, all of them with distinguished military careers.
These guys were in the Pacific. I was in the European theater. I was in D-Day.
And equally impressive is their age.
Hank is 100, he's 101, and I'm 102.
That's a long time to figure out how to order the perfect hot dog.
Just mustard.
Just mustard.
That's
You
all.
got it. How about a drink? What do you want?
Oh, root beer.
Root beer.
It doesn't get more American than that.
And that's your nephew.
Nephew, yeah.
And as they sit around a small table, humbly reminiscing about their time in the military, you'd never guess.
Well, we met yesterday.
I know, but it still seems like you're old pals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the kind of camaraderie that only war can bring. And it's given them a language only they can understand.
I can see they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't fun, was it? Well, we're all lucky to be here.
Each of them, men of few words. And so for this 4th of July celebration, I'll tip my hat, and you should too, to these 3 World War II veterans and honor what seems like a lifetime friendship they found just yesterday.
This is great to see these guys. I just met them yesterday, but we're old friends.
The largest wildfire in the state right now, the Madre fire, is burning in San Luis Obispo County. The fire has exploded in size to more than 52,000 acres. That is more than the Palisades and Eaton fires combined. The Madre fire is burning in the Los Padres National Forest. It is just 5% contained as of this evening. We just checked, and evacuation orders and road closures are in effect right now. So, boy, we're at that time, that critical time when fires can happen.
Right. And we compare it to the Palisades and Eaton fires, but
I
those
can't
were
believe
in
that.
densely populated
Right.
areas. So this is burning in a location that's much more sparsely populated. Not
True.
zero. It's obviously, you know, a bad thing if anybody loses their home to it. But hopefully the fire crews can get a handle on it before it spreads even further. Something we got to watch this time of year, especially with the what I call the knucklehead factor. So we head towards the 4th of July.
Yeah, don't be a knucklehead. Just be safe,
Exactly.
right? Safe and
yeah.
sane.
Let the fireworks professionals put on those displays.
Knucklehead and
Let's-
other names.
Yes, other names that we're not necessarily going to say on television.
Careful.
Let's talk about whether or not you're going to be able to see those fireworks displays. The wind definitely kicked in today, and some high clouds are streaming through the atmosphere overhead. There's a swirl of clouds way out here over the Pacific. That is responsible for the increase in the winds. That is squeezing the atmosphere over the coast of California, and so the stronger onshore winds were able to push the marine air farther and farther inland, helped to disrupt the marine layer for a little while, but that's kind of a temporary effect. It's reestablishing itself, and we are going to see the fog and low cloud cover spreading back out as we head through the rest of tonight. So let's take a look at that fog on Futurecast. And we are going to see at least low clouds, if not the fog at ground level. This is just the fog that reduces visibility. The low clouds are going to be a little more widespread, but everything backs up to the coast by midday tomorrow. As we head through tomorrow evening, that's the time frame we're really watching. And by fireworks time, most of the fog is going to be confined to coastal parts of the Bay Area, maybe a little bit in the Oakland Hills. But in general, while we are going to see more clouds moving in along with that ground level fog, it's going to be pretty similar to the cloud cover that we have out there right now. So let's take a look out from Salesforce Tower, and we can see the base of those clouds. Salesforce Tower is about 1,000 feet tall. And so the fact that we're seeing those clouds, the base of those clouds, basically on the same level, that's good news for the fireworks displays, because while it sounds low, most fireworks shells burst below 1,000 feet, which means we should be able to see most of them tomorrow evening, assuming that cloud base is going to be in about the same height, which it should be. Temperatures right now, 50s, 60s, and 70s. A much narrower gap between the warmest and coolest locations compared to the past couple of days. Didn't have any 90s on the map earlier in the day. And as we head through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to drop down to basically what's normal for this time of year. And then that strong onshore breeze is going to keep us air conditioned once again. Even the Central Valley is going to stay largely away from the mid 90s and much less to 100 degrees. So let's take a look at those forecast highs for tomorrow, reaching up to mostly the 70s in the Santa Clara Valley. 81 degrees in Morgan Hill will be one of the warm spots across the entire Bay Area, also up to around 82 degrees for Antioch and Brentwood, close to that same level around Fairfield, but only 70s in Concord and Livermore. Mostly 60s, a few 70s sprinkled in around the Bay, upper 50s at the coast with temperatures in the North Bay, mostly in the 70s. You have to go far inland up to around Healdsburg to find those high temperatures reaching up into the 80s by tomorrow afternoon. In terms of the specific wind speeds, they're going to be gusting up to just over 30 miles an hour. Maybe not ideal dog walking weather, but hey, your furry friends are not going to mind the cool temperatures, and we have an adoptable furry friend in the dog walking forecast. This is Ophelia. Hope she doesn't mind fireworks, because I don't think those ears miss many sounds, but she would love to hear the sound of a forever family coming to adopt her. I'll put up a link on social media as soon as this weathercast is over. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, and we'll start inland, where temperatures are going to rebound. The coolest day is going to be tomorrow. Then we warm up closer to normal temperatures into the first half of next week. More of a warm up by Wednesday and Thursday, and those inland high temperatures more likely to reach up into the 90s by next Thursday. So some actual heat right at the end of the 7-day forecast. But in July, we can't really term 90s as extreme heat for inland parts of the Bay Area. And bayside temperatures by that time frame only warming up into the mid 70s. We're going to spend most of the next several days in the upper 60s and low 70s around the Bay, and at the coast, no big changes. I think you see a little bit of sunshine glimmering through here and there. The temperatures more likely staying around 60 until maybe getting up into the low 60s by Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, are you working tomorrow?
I am working tomorrow.
Okay, same. I'll see you
Okay,
tomorrow.
we'll be here.
Okay.
Holding down the fort.
See you then. All right, when we come back, and East Bay City welcomes its first full new park in more than 2 decades. What took so long and how neighbors are reacting? And still not sure how to spend your 4th of July holiday? Well, watch Paul and I. Or don't worry, we've got you covered. A full list of parades, events, fireworks shows available right now on kpix.com. Or watch Paul and I.
Now you can get your KPIX news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.
A celebration. Neighbors in Martinez finally get a brand new place to play. That's great. Relax and enjoy the outdoors. City leaders cut the ribbon this morning on Pine Meadow Park, Martinez's first full new park in more than 20 years. For that little guy.
I am so excited. You probably know this. July is Disability Awareness Month, so we are opening a park for all abilities at a very apropos month during the year where we can celebrate all abilities of children who can come and play in Martinez.
Look at that. I love that. The brand new park located right off Pine Meadow Drive near Center Avenue. Families came out to celebrate the new green space, which includes walking paths, open fields, and spots to gather. So happy for that area. CBS Evening News with Maurice Dubois and John Dickerson is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. We're back here in 30 minutes with more news just for you at 7 o'clock. Thanks so much.